The first battle of Panipat. In first battle of Panipat, Babur defeated Ibrahim Lodi. After that, he captured Delhi and Agra. After that, he captured Delhi and Agra. And founded Mughal Empire. If we see the Babur's nobility, if we see the Babur nobility, or composition of Babur's nobility, if we see the Babur's nobility or composition of Babur's nobility, then we can see that there were Uzbek, Mongol, Parashik, and Turkey. Uzbek and Turkish. Uzbek and Turkish played important role. Uzbek and Turkish played important role during the Battle of Panipat. During the Battle of Panipat, as well as in later time, during his administration, during Akbar time, incidentally, it may be referred to that Akbar became emperor only at the age of 13. At the initial stage, if we see the composition or the control on Akbar by the nobility, it is very complex one. During this time, in Akbar nobility, Boiram Khan's wife and his son played very important role. Incidentally, Boiram Khan and his wife protected child Akbar from enemy when Humayun was in exile. However, later Akbar ordered killing of Boiram Khan's son for treachery and killing of Adam Khan, one of the most trusted personnel of Akbar. Later he instructed Boiram Khan to go to Mecca. It is important to note that in Akbar's nobility, there was important Hindu personnel like Birbal. Akbar realized that the Rajputs cannot be conquered only by blood and sword. Once and he made matrimonial alliance with them. On the other hand, he gave important position to important Rajput personality in the Mughal nobility. So, Akbar's nobility composition was very mixed one. Akbar's nobility's composition was very mixed one. Here Hindus and Rajputs also played very important role. At the primary stage, there was strong influence on Maulavi and Mullahs, but in later times, Akbar took control by himself. He abolished jizya kor on Hindus in 1564. And Rajputs get their identity and honor return back. It is very important to note that Akbar give the liberty to the Hindus to play their rites and rituals. Now we are going to discuss an important thing of Akbar nobility and Akbar's nobility and Akbar's rule, that is Mansabdari system. Now, in this Mansabdari system, was the basis of the Mughal rule. Mansabdari system was the basis of Mughal rule. According to system, all the important personnel of the rule, all the important personnel of the rule and the nobility were bound to do military work as well as their other work. Were bound to do military work as well as other work. They are divided as well. They were divided at first their rank. According to this system, every Mansabdar would be given the right to control, or would be given certain amount of gold and horses. According to the Aini Akbari, there were 66 level or 66 category of the Mansabdari system. Actually, there were 33 division of Mansabdars. Actually, there are 33 division of Mansabdar. Akbar, in Akbar's nobility, there were in Akbar's nobility there were Irani, Turani, Hindustani, Rajput, Dakhini, and other different community or clans. In Akbar's nobility, there were Irani, Turani, Hindustani, Rajput, Dakhini. Rajput, Dakhini, and other different clans. But Akbar always see so that Akbar's always see so that a certain clan or a certain group could not get prominence over other. Now we are coming to the roots of the conflict, or where the roots begin. In the concept of Mansabdari system, we can note the name of two things, Jat and Sawar. Jat and Sawar. Jat means the Mansabdar's personal honor and personal honor and his salary. And Sawar means how many soldiers were under that Mansabdar. Now the roots of the conflict is that during Jahangir time, and especially during Shah Jahan time, the condition of the Mughal exchequer or treasury was becoming poorer and poorer. During Shah Jahan times, Shah Jahan vast expansion on architecture made Mughal treasury poorer and poorer. During Aurangzeb's time, Aurangzeb's involved in Deccan conflict with Shivaji, that you may call Deccan ulcer. This drenched of huge amount of money, and the Mughal exchequer or treasury was almost nil. Now the problem arises. What is the problem? What is the problem? Now the Mansabdar would given land. Now the Mansabdar would given land or Jagir in place of their regular salary. Because there was no money, the emperor could not give them salary. The Mansabdar was given land or Jagir. This may be called the Jagidari system. And the crisis began from this system, and that is called Jagidari Crisis. So what is Jagidari crisis? Jagidari crisis is that the emperor has no money, the emperor granted land to certain Mansabdar. But when the Mansabdar go to acquire that land, he see that that land already given to another Mansabdar. So there was lack of Jagir also. A same Jagir would have been granted to different Mansabdar. So the crisis began among the Mansabdar. Historian Atar Ali said that there is only one apple, but that there are many people to eat. The number of Jagirs were limited, but the number of Mansabdar were vast. Though there are conflict among Mansabdar in regard of Jagir. Suppose Jagir eggs given to Mansabdar A and Mansabdar B. So there is conflict between Mansabdar A and Mansabdar B. Then after the death of Aurangzeb, this conflict, then after the death of Aurangzeb, this conflict began more sharper and sharper. Ujid Asad Khan, under the leadership of Ujid Asad Khan and Zulfikar Khan, the Irani group take side of His Highness Ajam. On the other hand, Turani group under the leadership of Hajiuddin Firoz Jung, Amin Khan, Chinkilich Khan did not show any interest about civil war. When Bahadur Shah took the throne, almost all these groups of nobility respected him. But ultimately, no group was satisfied. So the conflict between the nobility became more keener and keener. During the last phase of his rule, Bahadur Shah became highly influenced. Bahadur Shah's rule was during 1707 to 1712, became highly influenced by Irani group, whose leader was Zulfikar Khan. After Bahadur Shah's death, Zulfikar Khan takes side of Jahandar Shah, and when Jahandar Shah became the emperor, Zulfikar Khan became the Uzir. On the other hand, Koklata Khan, under the leadership of Koklata Khan, another group conflicted or opposed Zulfikar Khan. Later time, when Farooq Shir ascended the throne, Soyed Abdul Khan and Soyed Hossein Ali became most important. Soyed Abdul Khan became the Wazir and Hussein Ali became the Mir Boxi. And their relatives became high post. As a consequence, in the Darbar, the influence of quote-unquote Hindustani Goshti or Hindustani group became important. At the Darbar, Hindustani group became powerful. The influence of Hindustani group or Hindustani Goshti quote-unquote became powerful. However, Mirjumla, Jaisingh, Muhammad Murar, Kashmiri, and different other nobility opposed Soyed brothers' influence. So this is a very critical time. And different sides were in conflict. As a consequence, the situation of the Mughal Empire became very poor, very critical. In 1720, Soyed brothers were killed by Nizamul Mulk. Soyed brother was killed by Nizamul Mulk, who was in Turani Goshti. During Muhammad Shah's reign, Turani Goshti or Turani group got importance, and their leader was Nizamul Mulk. But the interconflict of the nobility was so intense that even Nizamul Mulk could not stay in Delhi. He left Delhi Darbar and decided to make a free kingdom at the south. And many nobility followed him. They are only verbally expressed their obedience to the emperor, but they are almost freely rule their state. The consequence of these clashes between the nobility directly impacted not only on the Mughal rule but the people itself. The people were oppressed and repressed by the corrupted official. They were overburdened by tax and other kind of oppression. And ultimately, the foundation of the Mughal Empire became weakened and weakened. This is the story of the Mughal nobility and their interconflict. I am Dr. Rana Ray, Associate Professor, ABN College, PG Department of History. It is in your syllabus. I have discussed it. Now, here we ended this story. If you have any queries, then please write it down to my WhatsApp, and all this my lecture have been taped, and it will be in few times it will be given to your group. Please hear it minutely. Thank you all of you. It will be posted at your group. This lecture will be posted very soon at your group. Please hear it minutely, then you can realize